Now, before we break down today's game, and yes, it was a heartbreaker, we are going to get to it. I got to ask you guys a favor. If you guys don't know, we are on the road to try to get to 20,000 subscribers, and your support really could help. As you can see here, only about 55% of you watching the stream right now are actually subscribed to the channel. If you enjoy content like this and you love daily Knicks updates, please consider hitting that subscribe button because it really does support all the great content that we're creating for you. We saw an up and down game from the Knicks going up against the Indiana Pacers. It was up and down for a reason because you saw the defense at times look phenomenal. And then at times we saw the defense allow 3 after 3 after 3 from Indiana. So much so that in that second half, the Knicks didn't make 1 3 until 1 minute left in the fourth quarter. And conversely, the Indiana Pacers could not miss from 3. One big reason for that, we were giving them the 3 ball, allowing them to be open from 3, allowing them to shoot those 3 balls without any resistance. If we cannot play perimeter defense, if we can't stop the 3, if we're going to allow a team to shoot that many 3s that are open with late closeouts and not running toward them to put up any resistance, we're going to get shot out of the gym and we're going to lose the game. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what happened. We're going to break down exactly what the Knicks did, why they lost this game, and a couple of key stats for tonight's game that you guys must look at. All of this and so much more today. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now. And make sure you have notifications turned on so you don't miss a second of the new content. And now, let's get started. The Knicks can't buy a 3. They allow Indy to shoot lights out from deep. I mean, I don't even know what to say. Watching this game, everybody who watched this game like I did, you guys saw it. We were aggressive on offense. On offense, the Knicks actually did what they needed to do. They were moving the ball, moving themselves, and getting what they needed to get from Indiana and that defense. Let's be real here. Indiana was missing a number of key players. They did not have a bench. They were thin on the bench, just like the Knicks. But more importantly, they don't really play defense. All you have to really worry about is Miles Turner. If you can beat him, there's really nobody else coming out at you or coming after you when you get inside the paint. So the Knicks could do whatever they wanted to do inside, and they did. What they couldn't do, but what they allowed Indiana to do, was shoot the 3. And the Knicks from 3, not only did we not shoot enough 3s, which means we're not creating enough 3s, but we allowed Indiana to gain confidence. And that's one thing you cannot allow a bad team to do. When they're a bad team already, when they're bad defensively, why would you give them the confidence to shoot the ball the way they did? Ben Mathurin, who had a career high tonight against the Knicks. Do you want to know why that happened? Go back to the first quarter and rewatch it. We allowed Ben Mathurin to shoot a couple of shots that were open. That got his confidence up. And then when that happened, he went off. He couldn't miss. And when he had that confidence in his shot, he was shooting 3s, going inside, getting to the rim. Basically, he got anything that he wanted because we gave him that confidence. Tyrese Halliburton, who has been a shell of himself all season long, finally gets it going against the Knicks. Why? Because we allow him to get it going. We allow him to play his game. Karl-Anthony Towns was visibly disappointed after the loss to the Indiana Pacers, and shout out to the New York Post Steph Bondy for giving us the following information here. According to him, Karl-Anthony Towns sat with his feet in the ice bucket, staring into nothing with a look of disappointment all over his face. He locked into that pose for several minutes before saying anything. And then he said the following. This is my 10th year in the NBA. Last year was a year where I had tremendous amount of experience garnered going to the Western Conference Finals. And I know when we were in game 80, game 81, game 82 against the Suns, we look back at those game 1s, game 4s. You look back at the ones you gave away that put you in a better position, whether it's to be in the number 1 seed, number 2 seed, or number 3 seed. It gives us a chance to choose our destiny. That's why I'm disappointed. So to make sure we're clear here, even though he's disappointed in where the Knicks are, it seems like he's disappointed in where they are as a team. He wants them to be better so that way, come the Eastern Conference Finals, they're not looking behind them and thinking to themselves, I wish we would have won these games and not have to been the number 2 seed or number 3 seed because we dropped these games. So you have to understand where Towns' disappointment is coming from. Let's look at exactly what New York allowed Indiana to do and how all the stats broke out tonight for tonight's loss against the Indiana Pacers. Shout out to ESPN for giving us the following information, and also for James L. Edwards of The Athletic for giving us the final information here as well, too. Pacers 132, Knicks 121. Struggles in transition and pick and pop coverage helped the Pacers shoot 21 of 46 from 3. 40 points in the fourth quarter. Brunson had 33, 10, and 6, and Anunoby with 25 points. Towns, 30 points and 9 rebounds. But here's the thing. New York was 7 to 25 from 3. 7 to 25 from 3. Do you want to know what that breaks out to, ladies and gentlemen? That breaks out to 28% from 3. We took 28 threes and only made 7 of them. We are not generating enough threes. 28, and we allowed the Pacers to shoot how much? 46. Allowed the Pacers to shoot 46 threes. They made 21 of them. I'm going to take a guess here, but it's probably accurate. About 5 of those threes that they took were probably contested. The rest of them, not contested, open shooters, everybody looking at the player making the shot. If there's one thing that grinds my gears, one of my pet peeves is when a defender looks at his man, set, get everything ready, and make the shot. And you're watching him do all of this, not running to him, not trying to make any type of resistance, not even putting a hand up. We saw that in the first half, but it wasn't that bad. But in that second half, it was terrible. Not only did the Knicks not make a 3, could not find a 3, couldn't create a 3, but we allowed Indiana to shoot whatever they wanted, do whatever they wanted, gave Ben Mathurin confidence. Ben Mathurin gave Tyrese Halliburton confidence. They are as injured as us right now, missing a number of players. They dropped their last game. They could not buy a bucket last game, losing to the Hornets. The Hornets. And then the Knicks, championship contender, go into Indiana, and we can't stop the 3? Why didn't Huckaporty see any time? Why did Pacome Dadier see no time? Why did Tyler Kolek only play 2 minutes? All of those things is a contribution to why we lost this game tonight. And I'll go ahead and I'll say it again. I'll put it out there. I don't care if anybody agrees with me. I'll say it. The Knicks playing a more or less 6-man rotation, because if we look at the minutes, once again, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Karl Anthony Towns, Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, all play 35-plus minutes, with Mikal Bridges, Jalen Brunson, and Josh Hart playing 42, 41, and 43 minutes respectively. And then you have Miles McBride off the bench with 29. After that, you want to include Jericho Sims 9 minutes? You want to include Tyler Kolek's 2 minutes? Those are the minutes you want to include in this game to say Tom Thibodeau played an 8-man rotation. If that's what you want to say, more power to you. You can say that, because I guess the stats back you up. But if I'm watching the game, if I'm looking at the minutes, if I'm looking at the rotation, who played impressive and important minutes, it was only the starters and Deuce McBride. 6-man rotation. 6-man rotation, and we are in early November. When you do that, I don't care who you are. Nobody is used to or accustomed to playing that many minutes this early on in the season. You're going to get tired legs. I saw that out there. That's why nobody really else could make a bucket besides Jalen Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns late to close the game. And even with them making shots, it didn't matter, because us trading twos, us driving inside and breaking down the Pacers defense meant nothing. It meant absolutely zero. Nothing at all. Because when you break down the defense and get 2, it doesn't matter when you allow them to shoot a wide open 3, because 3 will always be better than 2. And that's what we allowed them to do. So what was the issue? Was it 3-point percentage? Yes, we already know that. 28% to 45. That's the biggest difference right there. Free throw percentage, not really that difference, 81 to 84. Rebounds, the Knicks won that 39 to 32. Assists, here we go. 27 assists for the Pacers, 23 assists for the Knicks. Far cry from the 35 assists we had against the Milwaukee Bucks. In the beginning of that game, first quarter, second quarter, a lot of player movement, a lot of ball movement, a lot of great Knicks basketball on the offense. That third and fourth quarter, stagnant offense. Nobody moving, that ball not moving, a lot of isolation play. You saw Jalen Brunson, his isolation play. Karl Anthony Towns, even a little bit of OG Anunoby. He was isolating and doing a great move. One of my favorite OG Anunoby moves right now, the fake and drive. The fake and drive for OG Anunoby has consistently converted in 2 points for the Knicks because it just seems to work. OG has been the bright spot for the Knicks, even in losses. No matter what it is, OG seems to continue to be that player for us. You know how hard it is to score on a defense that's set against you, especially if you're Jalen Brunson and you're getting double teamed basically all game? That second half, every time he jumped into the paint, what did Jalen Brunson see? Because I think he saw a double team each and every time. That bothered him. It bothered his game. But even though it bothered his game, what did Jalen Brunson give us tonight? Brunson tonight, even though we lost, 41 minutes, 11 of 17 from the field. Shot a lot better tonight. 1 of 2 from 3. Even though he didn't shoot the 3 ball too many times, he understood when he had an open look. 6 rebounds, 10 assists. 10 assists. And 33 points on the night. Jalen Brunson found his offensive game tonight. He was also helping getting others involved. I like what I saw from Jalen Brunson, but we also understand JB and Cat cannot be the only ones that get it done. And even if the offense looks good, the offense can look great. By all accounts, the offense, even though we've had some moments where it doesn't completely gel, it's not something that you can knock completely because the numbers would back up the fact that the Knicks more consistently are getting whatever they want offensively. They can go inside, they can attack, they can do whatever they want to do. The problem always comes defensively and how often they can be that defensive team that Tom Thibodeau needs them to be, that New York needs them to be, that we need to be in the Eastern Conference so nobody's going to go inside and continue to attack because that's what was happening. Once the Pacers got confidence from the outside, they were attacking on the inside because they knew the Knicks were going to drop off of them if they passed and they were going to have an open 3. And they dragged maybe 2 or 3 defenders from the Knicks each and every time. Can I ask a question? And anybody in the chat can answer this. Why are we sending 3 defenders to TJ McConnell? Is TJ McConnell an all-star? I know he's a good player, but is he an all-star? Why are we throwing 3 defenders at him? Because when you throw 3 defenders at TJ McConnell in the paint, that means your corner open, your perimeter shot open, and all they have to do is swing. Is that shot not open? No. Swing, better shot. They're hitting that 3. The Knicks have to make adjustments. They have to expand the rotation, and we need to trust and lean on our bench more because it's clear, whether you agree or not, playing the starters this many minutes is going to affect their offensive game late in games. Look at how they played. They had it in the first half, didn't have it in the second half. A lot of factors to that. Ball movement was part of that. But you know what else was part of that? The Knicks and not being able to rest anybody because they don't trust their bench enough to rest anybody. Remember what we saw, right? Tyler Kolek played 2 minutes. Ariel Huckaporty didn't play. DNPs for the rest of the bench and Jericho Sims 9 minutes. You're not winning games like that. You're not winning games with a consistent 6-man rotation and then 2 players off the bench that make it 8 basically by math, but not by minutes. Benedict Mathurin just scored a career-high 38 points tonight against the Knicks. Mathurin is now averaging 19.4 points per game this season as he ascends into a full-time starting role for the Pacers. Ben Mathurin is not him. He doesn't even look like him. He shouldn't even be considered him. We made him look like him, giving him open look after open look, open shot after open shot. And the defense now comes into question. I've given this guy a lot of praise, but now I have to say it. Mikal Bridges Mikal Bridges is a problem right now. Not only his offensive game, but his defensive game as well, too. If we take a look at the numbers here, Mikal Bridges tonight, not only did he play 42 minutes, so he played second most minutes on the team right behind Josh Hart, but 4 for 11 from the field, 0 of 6 from 3, 7 rebounds, 4 assists, 8 points. Mikal Bridges and the baseline jumper that he has is probably the best looking thing that I saw from him tonight. Other than that, Mikal Bridges has been absolutely terrible during tonight's game against the Pacers. And I want to say overall, it's been a lackluster type of debut as a Knick in the last couple of games that we've seen him. It's early, yes, but in about 5 to 6 games, if this continues, we won't be saying it's early. And that's my fear, because it's starting to get into a point where I think Mikal Bridges is comfortable coming off to these type of non-aggressive, slow starts. And the thing is, the defense is the problem for me. Whether you want to say his primary defender tonight was Ben Mathurin or it was Tyrese Halliburton, both of those guys went off. And I would say the biggest issue because of that was Mikal Bridges and Josh Hart. The defense that we had collectively as a team wasn't good. But individually, the defense that we played on those two players was not great. We allowed Tyrese Halliburton to dog walk us and do whatever he wanted to do. And Tyrese Halliburton is not him. Halliburton has been struggling offensively all season long. To have him go off like that against us, it really hurts because the Pacers are not a good team. But the bright spot of tonight's game was Josh Hart and OG Anunoby. Anunoby again tonight, 36 minutes, 9 of 14 from the field, 3 of 4 from 3, 4 rebounds, 2 assists, 25 points. OG Anunoby might be an early candidate for most improved player of the year. I'm just saying, the way he is on offense, his elite defense, how aggressive he is just playing phenomenal basketball on both sides of the floor. This is exactly why you paid him. So going to that shot chart really quickly, as you guys can see here, the Knicks on your left-hand side, the Pacers on your right-hand side. The Knicks, conversely, as you can see, they shot some threes. Not really a lot of them went in. I mean, they try to shoot a lot from the corner over there, as you can see from the side, but they missed a lot of those. They tried to attack a lot inside, and that's where they got a lot of their points. Obviously, they had no problem shooting inside the paint. 55%, I believe, was their stat. When you look at the Pacers, I mean, my goodness, look at the damage. I mean, look at the perimeter right there. The perimeter looks like it got abused. Look at the perimeter. It looks like bullet holes all throughout the perimeter there. They abused the Knicks. We need to defend. It's an embarrassment. And until we start defending the right way, the Tom Thibodeau way, the Knicks way, the identity that we had that we should still have way, you're going to hear me speak about it at the top of my lungs, because we're so much better than the effort that we displayed tonight. And I hope and pray that when we come back and we get together again and we all focus and go back to play the Sixers, that we are locked in and focused on the defensive end so we can shut them down, win that game, add momentum to our side, and add another W to the win column. I need a win streak. I need to be able to say 3 of them things. Haven't been able to say that all season long. I need to be able to do that. The Knicks need to be able to give me a reason to do that. Hopefully soon, they will. But what about you guys? What do you think about tonight's post-game show? Let me know in the comments below, guys. What did you guys like about the game? What did you hate about the game? Let me know in the comment section below, guys, because honestly, I would love to hear from you. But that's going to do it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and smash that like button, leave a comment below. And of course, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Until next time, Knick fans, please take care of yourself, your families, and each other. Peace and love.